Hello, doctors. In a factory cafeteria, there was an outbreak of food poisoning. Clinical presentation indicates staphylococcal etiology of this disease. 15 people are sick. To confirm the diagnosis of food poisoning, samples need to be sent to the lab. What sample should be obtained for analysis? Alright, it's a pretty easy question, but we need to know a couple of things about the food poisoning. Now, the food poisoning of microbial origin is actually classified as toxo-infections and bacterial toxicosis. Toxo-infections, the living microbe itself enters the organism or the human body with the nutrition, right? And in toxicosis, it's the bacterial toxin that enters the organism along with the nutrition. Now, they both have their examples, but remembering toxicosis example is easier. So it's staphylococcal toxicosis and botulism, right? Rest others are examples of toxo-infections. Now, in our question, we have staph toxicosis. This releases enterotoxin into the food it is spoiled with, right? And no matter how long you boil the food, for even for hours, this is a very stable toxin and it does not get destroyed. Now, if you consider a patient who is having a food that is contaminated by the toxin, staphylococcus toxin to be precise, once the toxin enters the stomach, body will try to get rid of it as soon as possible. So there are only two ways it can do that. First is causing the reflux and vomiting. Second is increasing the peristalsis and causing diarrhea. So basically there are only three places we can look for the toxin. First is the food source itself, second is the vomited masses, and the third one is the stool, right? So in our option we can clearly see the answer here. Rest all are irrelevant. Another thing we need to know that for individual, the diagnosis is based actually on signs and symptoms, right? So it is the toxin test is not done for any individual, right? It is only preferred for the outbreaks. So in our case, we had 15 patients with similar symptoms. So there we go. Stool or vomit or the food item, right? Thank you.